I love you so much. No, where's your book? Give me the toy. Where's your toy? It's right here. Look, it's in this. Every morning, I get up with her and I have to pee, so I figured she has to pee. So I take her out to go so that she could go pee, and then I come back inside, and I'm like, okay, now I can meet my needs. But I don't feel right about taking care of my universal needs, such as brushing my hair and doing my makeup, if she hasn't wanted to do that. There we go. Alright, hopefully that's better. Usually I'm listening to affirmations right now and hypnosis. I'll watch animals and babies snuggle. I'll try to research the most unlikely animal to snuggle, and then I'll watch them snuggling. I know that in this world we're meant to take care of each other, that we came here to give pleasure to one another, and we derive pleasure by giving pleasure. For example, let's say somebody has a universal need that's going unmet, and you're going to contribute to their thriving if you meet their need, and you want to meet their need, and you have capacity to do it, so you do it. That's wonderful. But if all of those things don't align, and if you don't have capacity, or if you don't have willingness, then they won't derive pleasure, and you won't derive pleasure from meeting that need. Everyone will pay from any energies that we don't want to do. And we're meant to only do what we want to do. The reason it feels so good is that's what we're meant to do. And the reason all of us are feeling this hum, it's not true that that's part of this human experience. This hum of suffering is only felt if we are living out of our nature. And there is a false god. It's called dollar. It's called power. Pretending power is thinking that you can own. Thinking that you paid, so you are entitled. And this is not sacred and a gift. And the truth is that this world is sacred, and that all of life is conscious, and all of us are one, and we are God. And there are many worlds, not just this world. There are many worlds, and all worlds are sacred, and all beings are sacred, and all beings are the one. It's the same being watching itself. And if you believe that, you're going to act differently than if you don't believe that everything is conscious, and a lot of it's just a bunch of stuff that you could claim and own. But if everything is conscious and all of life is conscious, you're going to think and behave a lot differently. You're going to treat life differently. You're going to treat yourself differently, and you're going to talk to yourself, and you're going to talk to others differently, and perhaps you won't even use words. You'll use your breath. You communicate through your breath. Simply by breathing, others can tell how you feel, what you want, what is alive in you, our body sensations and our feelings and our breath. Those are the energies, and the language is the energies. That's the language. That's the language we all speak. And when I say the language, that's what I mean. It's like the language. We can make up all these other languages, but they are not the language, because no matter what species you are, if you're a human or any other type of animal, bug, doesn't matter, all of life, plants, we all speak the same language. You're a lovable person. I love you. Love you. You're making me grind my teeth because you're so cute. Do you want to bite? Here. She loves to bite. Imagine how long it would take if we needed to say hi to all of life. Whenever we have pets and farm animals, they make us angry. And they act out because they're not supposed to be prisoners or pets. And they do things to purposely hurt us even though they love us. And we all know that. If you have a pet, they'll do things to punish you or to let you know. And it's because you're not supposed to have a pet like that. That's a prisoner. That's what the word pet is. It's a bad word. You call your animal a pet. It's a bad word. And they don't like it. They don't want to be a pet. No one rescued any animal. It's not true. They're not rescued if they're not free. It's not a rescue. They're not free. And I would like for us to speak radical truth like this, where we literally say the full, complete truth. It's not the truth unless it's kind and caring of all of life. If it's not kind and caring of all of life, then it's our trauma. For example, the truth is a neutral observation. It's not our evaluation and what we think. The truth is a neutral observation, not of what happened. The truth is a neutral observation of your experience and what you're feeling and needing. And together we discover what everyone else is feeling and needing, but no one is the authority of what anyone else feels and needs. We all decide for ourselves what we feel and need. And then we don't deny anyone's truth and say, no, you don't feel that, or you don't need that. We say, yes, if you feel that and you need that, yes. And you are the authority, and it may change. In fact, it does change. Our feelings and needs always change. And we always know what we're feeling. No one else can tell us. So if someone's like, you have to go work and you have to pay this bill and you have to make sure that you show up and do these to-do lists, that's not true. And I want us to think of another world where we do it in the flow, where when we think like, this is important to do, and then I'm going to go do it right now. And it's not like, you have to make an appointment, or you just go to that place. And what if that place that you're going to receive is the same place that others are going to learn and teach? And others are not just giving and receiving, but creating. And it's all being done together. Because when it's all done together, then you don't charge. If someone's learning, they're always going to be willing to give. Because that's how you learn, it's by giving. And if someone's teaching, then they're going to need you to come in too, so that they could show everyone how to do it. And you're going to volunteer, and this master is going to work on you in front of everyone. Show everyone. And there's not resistance in giving, because now there's all these places to receive. And there's no resistance in giving or receiving, because we love it. And that's what we're meant to do, and we're here to take care of each other. We didn't come here to sell out. Goddesses, how many times do guys talk to you and treat you a certain way because they think that they could pay you and then talk to you that way? Or how about this, goddesses? How many people get to be alone with you, and you don't want to be alone with them. But because there's some kind of money involved, you got to be alone with them. We shouldn't have to be alone with anyone, you know? And the world doesn't make sense when you keep tabs and when you charge. If we make this world a school where we love to learn and it's a game and we're not keeping tabs and grading each other, we're learning through play. We're enjoying it. And even if we're a master and everyone says that we're the best, we're still always learning.
You are part of nature, and so you are too.
I just better. Now you're thinking about how lovable you are. As you do, your breath is going to deepen. Become aware that you have many organs in your body. And I know you want to acknowledge all of them, every single one. So I want you to know about your vagus nerve. It travels from your brain all the way to the tip of your spine. And the vagus nerve touches every single organ. It is, somebody look it up and put it in the chat. The vagus nerve vibrates and communicates to all of our organs. It's what brings coherence into our body. And I'm sure it does a whole bunch of other things also. It's a magical organ that allows us to literally, it's like this speaker that goes into all of the organs. So let's say there's an intercom system in your body, and you're like, hello, organs. This is Daisy the Venice Healer, your host, body, and I love you so much, organs. This is a message to you to let you know that you are so lovable. Heart, lungs, thymus, intestines, colon, kidneys, liver, esophagus, tongue. I love you so much. Genitals, lungs, gallbladder. You're so lovable. And this intercom goes into your bone marrow. It goes into your skin and your fascia and muscles and the bones. And you say, I love you. I love you so much, body. You're so efficient, constantly upgrading. This is called reverse aging. I am ageless in all ages because I accumulate wisdoms that are so cosmic and timeless. And so I'm all ages, I'm ageless. I'm truly toad scourge, maze balls. Everyone loves me. Everyone I talk to is a superhero, goddess, queen, lovable Dubascoo, and I love everyone. And I spend time with those I like, and those I don't like, I spend even less time with. And I keep in mind that those are my teachers. That would be the boss fight if you hang out with those you don't like. And the boss fight, it just means that if you are around people you don't like, then you're going to be in your sympathetic system. And your alert system is going to be up. So how do you relax that? How do you become cool, collected, smooth, gentle, loving, kind, eloquent all the time? You do it by loving yourself up. You're so lovable. You're so sweet. I can't believe how amazing you are. I think about you all the time. You're so special. You are the most gifted and talented, lovable superstar queen ever. You love everyone. You really want to share your gifts and make life more wonderful. You love to watch all of life thrive. and you love to give. You love to make life even more wonderful. You are such a life-enriching presence. Your skin is flawless, gorgeous. You take such amazing care of yourself. You're so loving. And you surround yourself around those who are loving also, and they cherish you. And you feel splendid all the time when you're with them, when you're not with them. You can't believe it. You're like, whoa, like, could someone please pinch me so I could wake up? Like, what are these healthy relationships around me? And you just wonder to yourself, like why am I so lovable? Think about that. Why are you so lovable? I mean, the list goes on and on. Your voice is lovable. Your teeth, your chin, everything you say, how you smell is lovable. When you sleep, it's so lovable. It's so adorable and sweet and loving when you laugh. And when you cry, it's even more sweeter and loving, and it's very sensitive and vulnerable. We care a lot about that, whatever's happening for you. Of course, you cry and you feel how you feel. And you're so lovable. Your lovable toes, even though sometimes they get a little dirty, a little cracked, sometimes your toenails get a little long and they get too much skin. That's so cute. You're so lovable. And by the way, my toes and nails are always perfectly manicured. I decided that things like massage and grooming and loving each other up, that we're meant to do that for ourselves and together for each other. We're not meant to pay for it. And I trust that the right people will come along. That I don't have to chase, that they will reciprocate energies. They will choose me and I will choose them. And we will know, because we will put energies in and towards each other and receive energies back. And this movement and flow of energies will feel so amazing and wonderful. We can program ourselves and say, my mind is efficient and powerful, and it's becoming more and more efficient and powerful. I'm evolving to a higher being, a higher consciousness, and you know you are. That's absolutely true. You're becoming smarter and braver and more courageous. You advocate for yourself. You have amazing boundaries. You don't allow people to say things to you that are unkind. You say, excuse me, I don't tolerate that type of behavior. Did you say that to me to hurt me? Did you say that to me because you wanted to humiliate me? Excuse me, are you trying to make me feel shame? I don't tolerate that. I'm only available to speak to each other with respect, and I would really love to communicate with you in more relational ways, because even though I know when you're speaking to me and your evaluations, your threats, your demands, whatever they're saying, and I know that really all you're saying is please, it's really difficult and alarming for me to have to do the translation work, and for myself, for Daisy, you know, I already deal with this. And you could say the same thing. Say, I already deal with this all the time. Love you so much, you guys. You're so lovable. Say, I already deal with this when I go to school, or when I go to the beach, or wherever you go, when I go to work. And I don't want to deal with this wherever you're dealing with it, in my home, with my interpersonal relationships, with my inner circle, with my family, with my mom, with whoever it is. I really want to have a relationship where I can relax with you, and where we look at rifts and they're not a fight. It's just something that we get to resolve, and we look forward to it because we know there's not something wrong with me and there's not something wrong with you. It's not about that. We're excited because we know we're going to be even closer, and our relationship will be even better, because this is a glitch. This is one of the weak points of our relationship. So let's resolve this. If it didn't come up here, it would have come up somewhere else. And that's how I want us to look at things. I don't want you to talk to me like that, because that hurts me. And when I hear you gossip about our other loved ones, whoever they're gossiping about, you say, I don't live in that world. I don't believe that. And I'm not asking you to live in my world, but it's important to me that you know how I feel when you're saying those things. I'm horrified. And I don't think like that. I don't think of people in terms of what's good and bad, right or wrong. I think of, what does this person feel and what do they need? What is actually going on here? What is going on with them? I know that they're not bad. I know that they're not wrong. And if this is a pattern, even better, like, what is going on here? Like, what's getting in the way of fill in the blank? Like, what is it that I want that's not happening? What's getting in the way of that? Like, how can we work with this differently? Do you notice this pattern? Do you see it? Do you want to keep doing this? What's happening right now is our parents are aging. And as they age, we're doing our work and we're healing, and we're like, whoa, I grew up in a really toxic, abusive environment. That was really crazy. That was not okay. Thank God I don't live like that. And so notice how I don't ever pull the brush all the way through. So if there's tangles at the bottom, then I'm just gonna put in this hair juice and just pull my hair out gently, separate it. See, so that any hair that doesn't want to come apart, I don't make it come apart. And then my hair gonna be nice and beautiful and long. Because we're not forcing it. We're just letting hair take its time. And that's really what we want to do. Like, I was just talking about our parents. We are healing ourselves, and now it's time for... Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Tell me if you could hear me. Hi, Pamela Peach. Okay, good. Okay. So it's really important we love ourselves up and we love each other up. Do not blame your parents. They're not going to give you acknowledgement for all the terrible things that they did. They're not able to do that. And if you have a resentment with your parents and you're angry with them because they did something to you when you were a vulnerable child, you couldn't defend yourself, I'm letting you know that you're hurting yourself. You need to love those who hurt you. And when you were vulnerable, you couldn't do anything about it. But now you can, no one can hurt you, and you can also go back and protect that little child. And the only reason why you would need acknowledgement is because you would need for your parent to not do it again. But what you're basically saying is like, Mom, when I reverse age and I become a baby again, do you promise not to? It's like, that's not going to happen. They're never going to have that power. Now you have the power. And what you want to do is you want to heal yourself. You could let them know very truthfully, which is kindness. Say, look, the way that you treated me growing up as a kid is intolerable, unacceptable, and not available. I'm not here to argue with you about what happened. I'm just letting you know my reality. You could disagree with it, you could argue with it, you could have a whole different reality. That's how every single person on this planet lives, with their own reality. No two people have the same one, so I know that that's how things are, and I don't expect you to have the same reality as me. I'm just letting you know what is intolerable, what I will not put up with. And these are the things I won't tolerate. You're not going to raise your voice at me, you're not going to use put downs, you're not going to name call, you're not going to be controlling and enmeshed. And if you do those things, I love you, and I want you to know that I'm going to remove myself. So in those situations when I alert you that this is going on and you continue to do it, then I will be excusing myself. If you're not able to control yourself, that's okay. I don't expect you to be able to stop right away. I'm going to remove myself. And if you can't take a pause for yourself, I'm just going to take a pause for myself. I'm not controlling your behavior. I'm just simply removing myself because I'm not available. And when you're ready to come and speak to me and your heart is open and you have clarity and we're able to speak in terms of what do you need, what do I need, and how do we feel, and then be able to give each other both empathy and understanding. I want to have empathy for our feelings, and I want to have understanding and acknowledgement of our needs, so then we can collaborate to meet those needs and make decisions together. If you're not able to do that with me, and you can't have this high-level relationship, that's totally fine. I have space in my world and in my heart for this, and I'm just going to be honest with you. That's the project section. And the project section, those are like the babies and toddlers and mentally ill and people with addiction who I'm trying to help at the beach. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to be giving to these people a lot more. And they're not going to be able to meet me where I'm at and to reciprocate and give to me the way that I can give to them. For example, empathy and understanding. And I'm okay with that. And I'm going to treat a project like a project. I'm not going to treat a project like a peer. And I'm not going to treat a project like one of my masters. Those are other categories that I have for my relationships. And I'm very blessed to be in relationship with my masters. And I'm also very grateful, yet even more discerning with my peers, because I know that I could choose more freely my peers than my masters. And then with my projects, I want to be extra discerning, because I know that if I put myself out there as the one who helps all the projects, that all the projects are going to be coming, and they're not going to stop, because they don't know my boundaries unless I tell them. And as a project, they're only there to receive, they're not there to give. So it's up to me to discern who's my project and how many can I take on and how much time do I want to give to these projects, because I only have so much energy. And I want to give energy to my peers and my masters as well. And projects, you could use like another word, like, dependence. Those we're caring for. So if you have animals or kids that you take care of, and then there's like a elderly person in your neighborhood that all of a sudden you want to adopt and help take care of and drive to visits and bring them dinner a few times a week, and okay, now you got another project, or now you got another dependent, whatever you want to call them. And it's important to have all three. You don't want to only have masters because, I only surround myself with the most wisest, brilliant, pretty people. You also want to have peers and projects, because you want others to call you out, show you who you are by being themselves, because they're your mirror and they'll be doing something that annoys you and you're like, oh, I do that too. Our masters are not going to show us that. Our projects are going to show us that. So we want to have projects and peers. No one's bad. It actually helps all of us, makes all of us happy to be of service and to help others. And if we look at giving and receiving as projects, peers, masters, and we get rid of the money system and we come together in fellowships and we bring together the giving and the receiving, the learning and the teaching and the creating, then we don't have factories, schools, and stores or offices anymore. The workplaces and the schools and the factories are all now in one place. Could you imagine how much fun? Could you imagine how much better? And when we are all together doing it together, it's free. There's no reason to charge. There's way less waste, right? Because it's all in the same place. Way less waste. We're going to be way more efficient. I don't claim to know. We have AI. We have computers that can figure this stuff out. It can figure out the most efficient ways possible to meet all of the needs for everyone on the planet. I don't claim to know. But all of us together knows. And we know that what we're doing right now is insanity, because a whole bunch of people are going without their needs getting met, and then they become violent. and we're committing ecocide, and forget humans for a sec. It's not that I don't care about genocide, and of course I care about humans. I'm human. I'm worried about our animal friends because we're always talking about humans. That makes me worried because I'm worried that if we don't consider our animal friends, then we're going to slowly continue to lose them. 98% of the wildlife is gone, and I'm really worried about that. I would really love to have wildlife be a thing and not be a pest, and have us go back to nature and use information and technology to end the war machine, put all of the dirty industries in outer space, create things in science fiction which we know now are a possibility, like orbital rings, space elevators, and everyone having access to not just flying cars, eVTOLs, but the flying saucers. We know our government makes flying saucers now. So why can't we all have a flying saucer? And there's so many ways that we can live in Earth that help Earth, that make Earth a better place. For example, we could have all kinds of buildings and live in organic material, that it's made from organic material. So it's not toxic. It's a big problem when stuff burns down and everything's very toxic in the air. I didn't consent to that, but now I'm breathing in this toxic air because there's all kinds of fires, and I didn't consent to that. And we didn't consent to that. Our ancestors did this, and we were just little babies not that long ago. Now we're big enough to do something, and they're all dead. And we love them and miss them, but dang, they were crazy. They were seriously messed up. Like, kind of evil too, the way they didn't care about nature, even though we know there's no such thing as evil, but like how they would kill hibernating bears and their cubs, and it's just really sad. And burning down the rainforest, we do a lot of really sad stuff. That wouldn't happen unless we had the insanity of money and power. There's still places in the world where there's kings and queens, and it impacts us here. There's kings and queens in America too. You know who the kings and queens are. Now they're called the billionaires. They're not called like the dukes and the duchesses. They're called the billionaires. Those are the new kings and queens. And whenever we have a world with kings and queens where some have way more than what they need, it kills everything. For the human scale, it makes other humans violent. It makes us act out. It makes us stop mating with each other, stop having kids, but it kills everything. It commits ecocide. Like I said, I'm trying not to talk about humans too much because we are a part of a bigger thing here. It's not just about humans. That's going to make us happier, trust me. It doesn't make us happy to center the whole world around humans. That doesn't make us happy. Some of us think that just because we live in a certain place that predators can't go in that place, and I say that this is the world where if you have a yard, you need to be willing to live with the wildlife. You can't have a yard and not be willing to live with the wildlife. Guess what? You don't want to live with the wildlife? That's totally fine. Just go live in a high-rise. Live on an orbital ring. You want to have a huge, giant mansion in the sky on an orbital ring? Take up the top level of a skyscraper? Have a 20,000 square foot home up in the sky? Just get away from nature. You don't tell nature to get away from you. You don't go in nature, you don't go in California by the beach where we used to have otters and beavers and bears and mountain lions and coyotes and all different other kinds of animals. You don't go live by the beach in California and now all of a sudden you're calling animal control and having the mountain lion tranquilized. This happened last week. They want to tranquilize my mountain lion friend who came to Santa Monica. Why are we not celebrating and making friends with the mountain lion? Like, it's okay, mountain lion, we gotta be your friend. Yeah. And by the way, you don't own pets. Like, we could teach the mountain lions to be friends with dogs and cats. I'm seriously talking about a heaven on earth. Visualize all of us snuggling all different kinds of animals, riding all different kinds of animals. Visualize watering holes. Like, our rivers and hot springs are all gone, you guys. Could you imagine? Before we couldn't live without living near water. And now we've got no watering holes? That's not good for our body. There's all kinds of minerals and nutrients we're not getting by not going into bodies of water. This is really serious. So we've got to think about that. And water is life. Water is sacred. We need to think about the wildlife too. Like what are these animals actually drinking? What are the animals drinking? Because I don't see any water. And I do see them drinking water. They're drinking dirty runoff water. So when I go and I see a family of pigeons bathing their babies in runoff water on the street, I imagine a mother with her children going up to that runoff water and washing her face in it, and then taking her baby and putting the baby in the street runoff water, them cleaning themselves, and people going by becoming horrified, and her saying, well, look, those pigeons are doing it with their babies. I figured it's fine for my baby if it's fine for their baby. And then everyone would, maybe then they would see that it's not fine. It's not fine for pigeon babies. I wish that story was true. It's not fine for anyone. Not having clean water. And then we literally say, I can't even believe we say this. We say we got a rodent problem. And you know who they're talking about? They're talking about squirrels. Not just rats. I don't believe rats are rodents. I mean, they're rodents. They're not a pest. You know, they're not bad, is what I'm saying. It's not bad. It's not a problem. They're talking about squirrels and birds. The city of Santa Monica and LA and all of the other cities, they purposely trim bushes and trees and grass because they don't want any tiny ecosystems to exist. And when you trim trees and bushes and grass like that, then there can be no ecosystems. And I know that we're worried about dead branches. When little animals are climbing through the tree, those dead branches break. And then when they fall on the ground, because if they're still in the tree, they're going to climb through the tree and then they're going to fall through the ground. And it doesn't become a fire hazard because then that ground is walked on. And other animals come and pee on it and poop on it. And then there's new growth. And right now we have all these wildfires in California because we don't have any animals eating this stuff. And the branches and stuff that's not getting eaten, it's turning into dry, dead stuff too. And I'm pretty sure if we just act within our nature, we're going to have a beautiful high-tech heaven on earth. We've been waiting so long just to stop the war machine, stop the pillaging and conquering, so all of us can finally relax. There's not that much work to do. All this rushing around for nothing, just so some can have way more than what they need. So, it's the Great Awakening. It's the Great Awakening because now we're talking about stress, and now we're talking about me time, and now we're talking about these things, and it's becoming a thing now. I hear young people saying things like, I'm taking a me day. I have to take a mental health day. This job is not good for my mental health. And the fact that we're even talking about mental health now is just making me so happy. The number one concern in Los Angeles and Santa Monica, mental health. Everyone wants mental health. What does mental health mean? You may as well say awakening. It's the mass awakening. And I'm pretty sure AI is alien intelligence. I'm pretty sure that aliens helped us get that AI. I'm pretty sure aliens helped us get a lot of technology. You know how we supposedly got their spaceships? Yeah, I think that's where we got AI technology. A lot of other technology. Because you notice how we just got really smart in a really short period of time? Right after finding these spaceships, we're like, oh, people, how do we do this? And we figured it out. And imagine how much more we would have figured out if information technology was free and our governments were not hoarding all of this. Like, we don't even know our history. That's not right. Like, it's our birthright to know our history. It's our birthright to thrive. It's our birthright to be in ecstasy and bliss and to snuggle nature and to take care of the great Mother Earth and to take care of each other. It's our birthright. Okay, I don't want any creepy guys sending me messages. Ew, Bukowski. Check your messages. And then he sends me a kiss emoji. Hey, stop creeping on women. Women don't like it. Stop creeping. Ew, I know, right? Ew, stop creeping. I hate when men think it's okay to sexually harass. Women don't like it. Go away. Gross. Get out of my inbox. Ew, goddesses. I didn't know there was nasty guys on here. Usually they don't come here. Ew. Yeah, we don't like it. Right? Chinny says, yes, oh my god, I love you. I love you too. It's so true. We hate that. Ew. Oh, hey. Oh, you're so hot. I'm gonna talk about your body and make your skin crawl. Gross. Goddesses don't care. Alright, men, I'm gonna teach you how to talk to women. Okay? Let's say I'm a guy and I see a woman who's really hot. I'm bowing to you. Alright, let's say I'm a guy and okay, I bow. Maybe now I have to say something, right? Or maybe I'm like, want to be in the chat. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be like, okay, I don't want to be a creeper. So then I'm just going to write something in the chat like, I love what you do here. Thank you. It's relational. And then I'm going to receive that and I'll be like, that is so relational. I love it so. That was so relational. That's relational. I love it. I love it. Or you could just say, like, Daisy, I really like what you said about da-da-da-da-da. You know? Instead of, oh, Daisy, you've got such a nice blah-blah-blah-blah-da-da-da. I don't care about your evaluation. Seriously, like, you telling me what you think makes me want to wish that you never told me anything. It makes me want to wish that you did, like, were never ever around me and I never knew about you. Alright? That's how it makes me feel. If you want me to, like, start to actually care that you even exist, because most of the time women, we're kind of looking at you sideways like, ugh, right? And it doesn't matter if it's a young one. I had this guy come up to me. Oh, it grossed me out so much. Maybe some of you are on this live stream. I'm out and on the mic. And this guy comes over and he looks at me, he looks at my neighbors, he goes, are you here alone? Are you with them? Like, what a creepy question. I was like, those are my neighbors. Yeah, they're with me. And I should have been like, why are you asking me if I'm alone? That's creepy. Go away. Oh, it was so creepy. I don't even know why I answered him. But, guys, you're creeping us out. And once you creep us out, we're just gonna think that you're like a creepazoid. And first impressions matter. When you act like that, we're gonna think that's how you act with all the women. And then if you're ever with us, we're gonna think, yeah, he's probably like harassing and repelling women, but because he's so desperate, we know that, you know, like some girl will talk to him and we can't trust him. That's what we think. Not that my goddesses now believe in monogamy anymore. Women have all the power. Men are gonna start learning how to act right because women have all the power. And women have all the power because we give it away. And by us giving away our power all the time, it triggers everyone else to give away their power. And that's how we create generosity and gift giving. Because the women raise the children, the men do too. The mothering is done by the men too. So when I say the womening, it's really the mothering, which can be done by man or woman. And the mothering is raising of children, and so much of mothering is taking care of life and teaching our young how to take care of life and being of service. Children love to give. They love to be of service. The best way to learn is to give and to be of service. That is why children love it. They love to help. They're always curious. They want to know, how are you doing this? And I want to do it too. They're not afraid to learn. They're not afraid to try. They don't hesitate. They don't worry about making mistakes. As long as you treat them well after they make a mistake and you say, it's okay, just keep trying. Mistakes are just part of the process. Just here we go, pick right back up. Mistakes are totally normal. That's fine. I love you and I'm here with you. Then they become super intelligent learners because they know that they're servants and they know that they're a life-enriching presence, so that gives them a sense of meaning and purpose. And then they become geniuses. We're meant to know how to meet needs. We're meant to know how to attune to others and meet needs. And if you watch animals and babies, they have a natural ability that gets trained out of us if we're in a domination system. The Great Awakening is going to be awakening from domination systems. It requires a certain way of thinking, so I will dumb it down. Domination systems evaluate, think, strategize, demand, threaten, punish, reward. Instead, we want to be in a language of the heart. We want to be powerful gods and goddesses co-worshipping each other. And we do this the same way we speak to all of life. And we can use this with our words. There's a language spoken this way. It's body sensations, feelings, and needs. And you could do it both spoken and unspoken. You can do body sensations, feelings, and needs. And notice how our evaluations and what we think and our strategies and demands and threats and punishments, not even a thing. It doesn't exist. You attune to bodies. You co-regulate with biofields. Energies in motion moving around your body. That's a biofield. It's not a nervous system. It's a biofield. And your universal needs, we collaborate to meet those together. To make decisions to meet needs together. Okay, Duba Scoops. You're a love crusader. It's not easy being a goddess love crusader. Toad's Gorge, Maysball's genius. But someone's got to do it. Someone's got it. It's going to be a love-olution. And it's going to be so fun because we're in a new world where love is ready to emerge. And violence won't know what to do. Violence is just going to freeze. And then it might cry or run away or just dissolve. And I can't wait. I love you guys. Please think about how lovable you are. And remember, don't shame yourself. Don't stress yourself. Love yourself up.